another episode of our 25 Days of Christmas. Today I'm going to do Peppermint Meltaway cookies. They're little bite-sized cookies. They're really good. And they're going to go perfectly with my peppermint platter, which I'll actually be taking the cookies and the platter to a cookie party this weekend. So I will pause here. We'll show you all the ingredients needed, and if you do make them yourself, send us pictures. Want to see what yours looks like too. They are absolutely delicious. Trust me, they're usually my most requested cookie. But we'll go ahead and we'll get started. And we're making a lot of cookies tonight, so let's get going. Okay, so here we have, I'm actually tripling the recipe. One batch makes 2.5 dozen cookies. I'm actually doing many more. So I have here 3 cups of butter, softened. It's been at room temp for a little while now. And let's see here, we have 1.5 cups of confectioner's sugar. Pour that out in there. And we're going to cream this together. Okay, so once you have that cream together, until it's light and fluffy, well, it's pretty light and fluffy to me, then you beat in the extract, which here I have, I believe it's 1.5 teaspoons. Just go ahead, add that in. I know it sounds like a lot of peppermint, but trust me, it works. Okay, now that that's beaten, we've got, here we have cornstarch and flour. I have a lot of flour and cornstarch here. Don't know the measurement right now, right offhand, but so I'll go ahead, I'll whisk that together real quick and add it to the bowl, and we'll get that mixed together, and then we refrigerate for about 30 minutes, just until it kind of firms up a little bit, because we're going to be rolling this with our hands. Okay, so I'll be right back after I get the cornstarch and the flour whisked together. Alright, so I have the flour and cornstarch whisked together now. I actually separate into 2 separate bowls because I didn't want to dirty any more dishes. So I'm going to go ahead and gradually add this.
Far behind. Run, run, Rudolph! Santa's gotta make it to town. Santa, make him hurry.
And there you have it. That is really about it. It takes no time to put together. There is an icing that goes on top, and then we sprinkle it with crushed peppermint candies. But that will come later. So I'm going to clean all the dough off the blades. And we'll go ahead, let it sit for a little bit. I mean, technically you can roll it now, but it's still a little bit sticky. It's like not the thickest dough. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead, we'll put it in the fridge, let it chill, and we'll be back and we'll go ahead and roll these out and get baking. Alright, so there you have it. We went ahead, let it sit in the fridge till it cooled and kind of gotten a little bit more easier to handle. We've set the oven at 350 degrees, and we have a cookie sheet. You don't grease the cookie sheet. These have enough butter in them that they don't stick. Not to mention, we're really not cooking them for that long. They only bake for a few minutes. It's like somewhere between like 9 and 11 minutes, but I watch them really quickly because you don't want them to brown on the top. You want them to be lightly brown on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead. We'll start rolling 1-inch balls. Just small little balls. Let's see here.
Hurry, tell him he can take the freeway down. Run, run, Rudolph, 'cause I'm reeling like a merry-go-round. Said Santa to a boy child, what have you been longing for? All I want for Christmas is a rock and roll.
Alright, and there you have it. So we've got them all rolled out. We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40, roughly? 40 on this pan. So we're going to go ahead. And like I said, we're going to watch them very closely. Put them in a 350 degree oven for roughly 9 to 11 minutes. But these could be ready at like 6 minutes. So we'll be back with some baked cookies. Here you have it. This is the finished cookie out of the oven. Very white on top, lightly brown on the bottom. You don't want to go any more than this because they're very delicate cookies. Pretty much as soon as you get them out of the oven, wait a couple minutes, like maybe a minute or two, you want to go ahead and get those off of the tray onto either a cooling tray, or I put them on right on a tablecloth. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put together the icing for the cookies. Now, of course, it's as we put earlier, I'm doing 6 tablespoons, but the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons because I'm tripling it. This is 6 tablespoons of butter softened. We're just going to beat that real quick. Okay, we just want that light and fluffy. And then we're going to go ahead and beat in. I'm going to do 6 tablespoons of milk. I've got 4 right here. And another 2. Another 2 right here. You can add more milk if you want it thinner. It's up to you, really. I'm going to go ahead and beat this in real quick. Not really coming together, of course, but it will come together more once we start putting the flour, the powdered sugar in. And we've got here the peppermint extract. I know there's about 3/4 of a tablespoon in there. If not, I like it a little mintier or peppermintier. And just add a couple drops. That you don't want it red, you want it pink. Let's try with that. It could be a little darker pink, but, you know, it's up to you, really. Okay, that's not going to be together so easily. So, we're going to start putting in some of the powdered sugar to make this pasta go a little bit easier. And we're putting in 4.5 cups. It's a lot. It's a lot of powdered sugar. It looks like it's not all going to take, but it will. Trust me. And like I said, if you want to add a little bit less, you can do that too. It's up to you, really.
Like your guitar, and then away went Rudolph, whizzing like a shooting star. Run, run, Rudolph.
Got crushed peppermint candy. It's actually it was pre-crushed. They're peppermint bits. King Leo peppermint bits. You can crush your own peppermint candies if you want. I'm just far too lazy for that. But we've got those. We've got our icing. These over here are the ones that are still hot. Those to the right and down here. These are the ones that are completely cooled. And it's really simple. You just take, you see how it's like a fairly soft icing. It's not real thick. Take a little bit. Just dab it on top. I don't even cover the whole cookie. I do a little thing on the top here. Like that. See? And then you take the candies, do a little dip. And there you go. Delicious little Peppermint Meltaways. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us here. I wish you could smell what it smells like in here. It smells like, I don't know, Santa's house. It's so pepperminty. Like, it's ridiculous. And there you have it, the finished product. I got about 111 cookies out of this batch. Took maybe 2 hours to do it from start to finish. They're real simple, really tasty. Again, as I said earlier, these are one of my most popular asked for cookies every year. But I really appreciate you watching our video. We have a couple more things coming up for you. We're getting down to the crunch. It's almost Christmas. And this little nerd is getting excited. But, you know, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on social media, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays, guys. Bye.
Santa, let you make it in town.